from the 5-wheel pass. Looks got a man in the end zone, and he's picked off, and he's going to be brought out to the 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 40, 35, 25, 15, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. DeAndre Evans, no flags down. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown.
This is incredible. Watching a Baptist play-by-play man, Rex Nelson, going yard by yard.
He was like on a 4-second delay.
We need that guy here for final. We need some energy. He's bringing the energy.
Picking off Arkansas Tech Wonder Boys pass 100 yards. Incredible. Jesse Palmer, Joey Galloway, I'm Matt Namberg. Good to have Jesse back. Jim Moore last week in your chair through the course of the day.
Brought the heat, took amazing notes, I heard.
He had 4 glazed donuts and 2 Kit Kats. We went a lot of fruit today.
Not nearly as many double espressos as I've had today.
So lots of natural sugar and naturally some great matchups to focus in on, including the big one of the day. Ohio State taking on Penn State in Happy Valley. James Franklin and company know this is the game of the year. Dwayne Haskins is ready to rock. Happy Valley is ready for the annual whiteout game. 106,000, one of the great scenes in all of college football. First quarter, Trace McSorley to Jawan Johnson. What an incredible
Such a phenomenal play here, and a great idea by McSorley going to his 6'4" wide receiver with long arms. You see him down the boundary fighting one-on-one with the corner, and what a stab. One hand, no help, momentum fully on Penn State's side.
Second quarter, Nittany lines up 6-0. Penn State facing a 3rd and 5 from their own 7. McSorley to KJ Hamler. Look at this.
And Penn State dominated this game in the first quarter, but look at the score. They only got 6 points out of it. This is a big touchdown, puts them up 13 points.
So that 93-yard touchdown, the longest pass play Ohio State ever allowed. Franklin McSorley are loving it. You're feeling good if you're a Penn State fan.
Yeah. That hurt.
Up 13-0. Third quarter, here come the Buckeyes. Down 13-7, going for it on 4th and 1. J.K. Dobbins, as Urban Meyer looks on, up the middle, stopped right at the
6. And when you're watching this live, it doesn't look like he quite gets it. Now, the referees would rule it was a first down. They'd go back, review it. Nothing definitive to overturn this, so it would remain first down.
Bad call. First down, Ohio State. Later in the drive, 1st and goal. Dobbins, the score.
And it's just physical, running the football to the left side. You expected Ohio State to come back in this game, and now they have the lead.
So 4th quarter, Ohio State's down by 6. They're going for it on 4th down again. Haskins stuffed short of the first down marker.
Penn State's D-line played so well in this game. Tons of pressure early in the first half, and here, a huge stop on 4th down.
Next Penn State drive, 3rd and 10, McSorley. Nobody open, why not? I'll take it myself.
Their best play tonight was a McSorley quarterback draw. They always gain yards when they needed it.
Again in the drive, Penn State 2nd and 8 from the 11. McSorley up the middle, initially called a touchdown.
I think he put himself in the Heisman discussion with this game, guys. 175 rushing yards. It was a career day.
That was overturned. Miles Sanders, 1-yard touchdown.
Physical, Miles Sanders had to play big for Penn State to have a chance to win this game, and he did.
They're up 26-14. They failed the 2-point convert. Under 7 to play. Enough time? Are you kidding? Haskins to Ben Victor. Watch this.
It's a great job by Haskins making guys miss and stepping up in the pocket. And this is the best play of Ben Victor's young career at Ohio State. Making guys miss an explosive play downfield, and right away, Ohio State back in the game.
Buckeyes not quitting. They're down by 5, less than 5 minutes left. Haskins to Dobbins. He'll go downfield for a 35-yard gain.
Watch your offensive line get out in front. It's been these screenplays for the Ohio State offense that got them going. They were struggling downfield, a lot of drop balls by the receivers, but they're really good running screens.
Later in the drive, Ohio State 3rd and 5 from the Penn State 25. Haskins to KJ Hill in the flat.
And look at the cushion. Nobody out in front of KJ Hill, so it's a great decision by Haskins and great blocking downfield by Ohio State receiver.
The fans are absolutely stunned in Happy Valley. Ohio State's up 27-26 after a failed 2-point convert, but it's Trace McSorley time. Less than 9 to go. 3rd and 14. He keeps it himself.
Now, I mentioned it was a quarterback draw. These were their best plays of the day, but it's a 3rd and 14, and you run with your quarterback. That's saying something.
Penn State calls timeout to huddle it up, and on 4th and 5, Miles Sanders is stuffed.
4th and 5, inside zone, really?
There were 3 timeouts called before that play was run.
Unbelievable.
A lot of time to talk about this.
But watch Chase Young here. Ever since Nick Bosa went down with that injury against TCU, it's been this young player that stepped up. Urban Meyer loves it. Huge win on the road.
Brutal play call by Penn State, but Ohio State emerges victorious. How's Urban Meyer doing?
It was 96 yards against a hell of a defense, too. Great environment. All respect our opponent, but wow. Ben Victor making that great play. Defense making stands against a great quarterback. That's a great team win. That's one of the best wins I've ever been a part of.
Well, no lead to say that an Ohio State-Penn State game is this game lived up to the hype. Third straight year, a team blew a lead of at least 13 points. It was costly the previous 2 seasons as the winner went on to win the Big Ten. Now time for an emotional James Franklin.
The reality is we've gone from an average football team to a good football team to a great football team, and we've worked really hard to do those things, but we're not an elite football team yet. And we are going to find a way to get from being a great program, which we are, just so everybody's crystal clear, we're a great program. We lost to an elite program, and we're that close. We have gotten comfortable being great. We will no longer be comfortable being great. We're going to learn from this, we're going to grow from this, and we're going to find a way to take that next step as a program, because we've been knocking at the door long enough. And it's my job as the head coach. I'm ultimately responsible for all of it. I give you my word. We are going to find a way to take the next step. I can read off all these stats, but the stats don't matter. The stats don't matter. We're done being great.
It's unbelievable. Notre Dame hosting Stanford. David Shaw, Brian Kelly facing off. Bryce Love fired up. Stanford's trying to win 4 straight over Notre Dame. First time ever. And also Stanford's trying to pull out back-to-back road wins. Stanford driving down 7-0 in the first. Look at Bryce Love.
This is a big key now. Remember last year, Bryce Love had 13 runs of 50 yards or more. It was an FBS record. You see Notre Dame here bringing the safety blitz. Look up front at right guard. Nate Herbig doing a nice job picking that blitz up. Opens up a lane, and Bryce Love gets out. Big play early for Stanford.
13 rushing touchdowns of 30 or more yards in the last 2 seasons. That leads the FBS. Notre Dame turning the chapter to Ian Book, finding Cole Kmet 19 yards and a first down.
How about the confidence in Ian Book? 4th and 2, and they're throwing the ball. They wouldn't have done that in the past.
And then 3rd and 2, Book to Nick Wisher.
Nice job with the play fake over the middle of the field. Opens up the end zone for the big tight end, and Notre Dame's rolling.
Yeah, still with a foot on the gas. 47 seconds left in the half. Tied at 14. Book is pressured, forced to make a throw, but the Canadian Chase Claypool.
Watch the athleticism here. He's running to his left, goes back across his body. Offensive coordinator say, don't throw it. Don't throw it across your body late back across the field. But Ian Book, athletic enough to pull it off.
Irish are up 21-14 at the half. Stanford trying to respond after Notre Dame missed field goal to start the 4th. 3rd 21. Love tries to pick up 2 yards, but oh no. Brought down, and he comes up limping.
Yeah, and go back and you watch this play again. Defender falling on the left leg of Bryce Love. These injuries has been a problem for Bryce Love last year and early this season. He would leave the game and not return.
It's been a colossally disappointing season so far for Bryce Love. Ensuing drive for Notre Dame, Book, Miles Boykin.
When you watch Ian Book work, he looks so comfortable in the pocket. Just makes you wonder, where has he been?
Boykin, 11 catches, most by Notre Dame players since Michael Floyd in 2011. And then KJ Costello, pardon the interception, Tavon Coney.
Nice job by Coney reading the eyes of KJ Costello. This was a huge play for this defense. They look good in all 3 facets, the Irish did.
And then Book to a wide open Elise Mack and Alonzi.
And Book had 4 touchdowns passing in this game. None easier than this one.
Notre Dame wins 38-17. Coach Kelly, how you doing?
It certainly is a group now that is playing with a lot more confidence. We can run it, throw it, and I think that physical component is part of it as well. I think it's starting to come together.
I do not have an update on Bryce Love's health. We got to run the ball better. Got to look at a lot of things that we need to do, but we got to run the ball better, and we got to be able to stop the run. These are pretty straightforward things that we take a lot of pride in. We didn't do that tonight.
And number 3, Clemson facing Syracuse in Death Valley. This was the biggest story of the day, at least during the day. Trevor Lawrence making his first start. Clemson down 13-7. Kelly Bryant said, I'm transferring, I'm out of here. Lawrence is a starter, while Lawrence gets hit hard near the sideline.
Biggest play of the season for Clemson. They have some decisions to make. What kind of offense are they going to be now? Trevor Lawrence goes down. We don't know when he'll be back. Takes the big hit along the sideline. And now, like you mentioned, Kelly Bryant is gone. Where do they go?
That means Chase Bryce is in. This guy has 8 pass attempts. Big 3rd down. Hunter Renfrow saves.
This is an unbelievable play to get this young freshman quarterback confidence. Watch this, rolling to his right, looks downfield, finds Renfrow. A lot of green grass out in front of him. It's a bad throw behind the receiver, but the veteran receiver who's made so many big catches in his career comes up with a huge one. Clemson would kick a field goal.
Yeah, down 16-10. Eric Dungy then intercepted by A.J. Terrell.
No matter who's playing quarterback, you know Clemson is good on the defensive end. They get interception, they take it back to scoring position, short field to work with for the offense.
And then Syracuse set up to punt the ball. Amari Rodgers is back, and then what happened?
This is
he fumbles as Syracuse recovers.
Big muff, and you thought if Syracuse was going to pull the upset off for a second straight year, they would need plays like this to happen for them, and all of a sudden they regain momentum.
At the one on fourth down, Dungy, touchdown.
Going for it, you're on the road, you have the number 3 team on the line, you got a chance to win, go for it on fourth down, get a lead.
And then Travis Etienne, he'll make him an offer he can't refuse, 26 yards.
He stepped up with a career day, guys, to help out a young freshman quarterback inexperienced. 203 rushing yards and 3 scores for Etienne.
Orange at the ball, 4th and 1, Dungy. First down pass, but there's
Great
a flag.
great play.
Ineligible.
Watch
Man.
offensive lineman downfield. Well, defense coordinators always ask, why are they not calling this?
Yeah.
Big play, they called it in this play.
This is 4th and 6, Bryce to T. Higgins.
Never been a bigger throw in Bryce's career, perfectly executed down the sideline.
And Etienne takes care of
It
him.
was just a tired Syracuse defense by the end. Etienne, 86 yards in the fourth quarter to add 2 touchdowns.
Syracuse trying to come back. Dungy gets sacked by Xavier Thomas. Clemson wins it 27-23. What a win.
I was prepared. I knew going into the game I was backup, and everything. So I just prepared like I was a starter. Give credit to everybody, the coaches, trusting me to go out there. And all I do is my job. So, it was fun.
We were 1 or 2 plays away, but that's what big games are like. When you play 2 teams that desperately want to win, hats off to them. It was a fantastic contest. We can't wait to get back on the field next week to change this taste that we have in our mouths.
Now, the Tigers had just 7 points when Lawrence left the game. Clemson scored 20 when Chase Bryson did not put it all in the third-string quarterback, though. The Tigers ran the ball 71% of plays with Bryce under center. Dabo Swinney now on his quarterback, Trevor Lawrence.
Really doing great. After he actually wanted to come back in and play, he got banged up, and he had kind of concussion-like symptoms. That you just don't mess with that. He was trying to come back and play. I'm fine. I'm good. I can go. But you trust your doctors. They shut him down. So that's what they do. And I was like, hey man, we got it. We get the next guy ready to go, and we'll find a way to do it. We'll find a way to get it done.
And say what you will about Kelly Bryant deciding to transfer, but no denying Jesse the resilience of Clemson.
Oh, yeah, and the adversity they face couldn't be worse, right? Bryant's transferring, Lawrence goes down early. Now Bryce is in the game. He's attempted 8 passes in his career, throws a pick early in this game. The sky's falling in Clemson, but his teammates picked him up. You saw that catch by Hunter Renfrow. Travis Etienne running the ball. The defense was outstanding. If they reach the playoff, this win against Syracuse is a defining moment.
It's the mark of a good team. Your quarterback goes down, you have to run the football, and you run it for 300 yards. That is a team that goes in and says, hey, we're going to win. No matter how we have to do it, we're going to win. Defense is good. Now, if they can run the ball this way, doesn't matter who plays quarterback.
And Ohio State, Penn State, game of the year that lived up to the hype. Another frantic finish, and how about the play of Dwayne Haskins, particularly late?
Well, it'd be unbelievable. The adversity we knew they were going to face, right? Their first true road game, playing in the whiteout, they had to handle that. And they struggled early in this game with the pass rush, drop passes, made a great adjustment, though, late in the second quarter. Going to screen passes, right here, sneaking one into J.K. Dobbins, 3 blockers out in front. He's able to make people miss. This was a huge score to gain momentum. Then you move on later in the game. Third quarter, little screen out to KJ Hill. No one out in front. 2 receivers getting blocks. KJ Hill out in space, able to make people miss, able to move the sticks. Final drive of the game now. Huge plays here. Again, J.K. Dobbins sneaking him out. A plethora of blockers out in front. On the game-winning drive, all 3 completions of Dwayne Haskins were on screen plays. They have so many playmakers at the skill positions to make people miss. And here's another example. 3-on-3, but look at the cushion in the slot on KJ Hill. Austin Cole does a nice job picking the right defender to block. It frees Hill. Off he goes. This offense had 93 yards in the first half. They exploded in the second half. Getting this win in that hostile environment without Nick Bosa was huge. We know the winner of this game the last 2 years has gone on to win the Big Ten. They're now in the driver's seat in their own conference.
Haskins has been so good in this season early on that we forget how young he is. We forget that this is his first trip to Penn State. 106,000 in this stadium. It's crazy. He has 4 drops by receivers. He's throwing the ball well. 4 drops. They're basically getting beat up by Penn State. Penn State's looking like they own them early on, and Haskins just stays with it. For a young quarterback to get this kind of experience, as this season goes on, you can just imagine how much better he's going to get.
And McSorley, a program single-game record, 461 yards. I don't understand that 4th and 5, 2 timeouts where he doesn't have the ball in his hands. Anyways, Notre Dame moves on as they beat Stanford. Why did it take so long for Ian Book to be the quarterback? This guy's what they needed all along, it looks like.
I have no idea. But the good thing for Notre Dame is they're still undefeated. And so they made this switch to Ian Book. I am so impressed, not just by his numbers, but the way he looks in the pocket. He looks like the guy that was a starter from the beginning. To be able to go left and throw this ball back across his body to the right on the money to your guy, Claypool, Canadian.
Our guy.
But watch him here. This is the biggest game of Ian Book's career so far in his second start this season, and he just looked relaxed. He just looked like a veteran quarterback, ho-hum, putting the ball where it needed to be, threw for 4 touchdowns in this game. They look like a completely different football team, not just offensively, but he's motivated this team, he's energized this team, and they look like a team now that can get in the playoffs. They'll be favored in the rest of their games, have Virginia Tech next week.
But guys, with respect to the playoff implications, the Pac-12 conference had a lot at stake this weekend.
Sure.
And it surrounded this Notre Dame-Stanford game. They took a huge hit. Stanford going down to Notre Dame convincingly obviously hurts their chances. Also hurts Washington, though. Already a one-loss team. They need Stanford ranked as highly as possible when they play. Their resume takes a hit. And then the Cal-Oregon game with Cal losing undefeated. Tough day for the Pac-12 with respect to the playoff.
We'll talk later about how exactly the playoff picture feels like it's been straightened out. But Oregon visiting Cal, speaking of the Pac-12, first quarter, Justin Herbert to Kano Dillon.
Justin Herbert came into this game leading the Pac-12 with 13 touchdown passes. He is a lock for a first-round pick next year.
Second quarter, Herbert again, this time to Dylan Mitchell.
Here's a big second quarter for Oregon. 21 points in this quarter to blow this game away.
Ducks up 21-10. Later in the second, Brandon McElwain is dropped. Lamar Winston Jr. recovers. Touchdown.
Yeah, playing well in all 3 facets, and a nice bounce back after an emotional loss last week in dramatic fashion against Stanford.
42-20 for the foul. Didn't go as well for Oregon's rival Oregon State. Arizona State's Eno Benjamin set a school record, 312 yards rushing against the Beavers on Saturday.
That's good physical running.
Wow.
In the secondary, you got to run over a couple safety.
Herm's going to love that.
Yeah.
Herm's got to love that.
He obliterated the previous mark of 250 yards by Ben Malone, also against Oregon State back in 1973. Hey, still the A close call for Michigan as their...
Ooh, I should clean your gutters. Great idea.
It's not just easy, it's Geico easy.
Todd, you will go make me a frittata.
Came through drippin', came through drippin', came through drippin', diamonds on my wrist, they drippin', ice. Came through drippin', came through drippin'.
Mountain Dew Ice, a clear, refreshing lemon lime dew.
Fought for a better life for their family. Through their example, Eddie learned to fight for others. When the strongest hurricane of the century made landfall, Eddie took to the air, rescuing 42 people and earning a medal for his heroism. Eddie flew with a fighting spirit that can't be pinned to the ground. Since 1925, we've proved that it doesn't matter where you come from, it matters what you're made of. Modelo, brewed with a fighting spirit.
We brought the Infiniti QX50 and its revolutionary technology to Germany to see what the locals think.
This is not German.
Pro pilot assist? I need no assistance to drive. Stop! I must see VC Turbo. It's like 2 engines in one.
Get out! I drive.
The all-new 2019 Infiniti QX50. There's nothing traditional about it. Infiniti. Empower the drive.
Capital One Saver Card. Earn 4% cash back on dining and 4% on entertainment. Now when you go out, you cash in. What's in your wallet?
We got some new blood and some pushing the expiration date.
Gotta work twice as fast, 3 times as hard.
Because you're old as hell?
Nathan Fillion is The Rookie. Premieres Tuesday, October 16th on ABC.
College Football Final is brought to you by Infinity. Empower the drive. And Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
We continue here on College Football Final with Michigan facing Northwestern in Evanston. Second quarter, John Moten, 3-yard touchdown.
Michigan down 17 points. They've never come back under Harbaugh after being down 17.
Later in the quarter, here comes the rally. Karan Higdon.
Best way to get back in this is give the football to their workhorse. Karan Higdon had 30 carries in this game. They force-fed him the football.
And then Shea Patterson to Shea Gentry.
And when they've done that with Higdon, when he's gotten 100 yards, 30 carries, it makes Shea Patterson a better quarterback.
Zach Gentry for 22 yards. Later in the drive, Higdon for 5.
Having that balance is the key. That's why this offense has been averaging 50 points a game since their Week 1 loss to Notre Dame.
The Northwestern ball down by 3, 31. Clayton Thorson, 15 yards to Flynn Nagel. In like Flynn.
Clayton Thorson started off this game on fire, hitting 9 of his first 11 passes, and then the offense slowed down.
Last chance for Northwestern. Thorson on 2nd and 10, dropped.
This is still the identity of this team, though, guys. Their defense, one of the best in the country, and Michigan survives on the road.
Jim Harbaugh, how are we feeling?
A lot of guys really left it out there, played their hearts out, tested in the ball game, and had to show what we were made of, and like what we're made of.
Indeed. BYU, they had that huge upset against Wisconsin. Can they do it against number 11, Washington? Salvan Ahmed, 5
Really an opportunity for the Huskies to make a statement because of the respect BYU now gets for that win on the road against the Badgers.
Here's Myles Gaskin for the Huskies.
Gaskin only carried it 14 times in this game, but he averaged 6 yards a carry. This offense is different when they're able to run the ball.
And later in the quarter, it's Jake Browning showing off his legs.
About as efficient of a day Jake Browning could have had. Here making a nice run, but he was 23 of 25 passing with 2 scores. Really, really big day for Brown.
UW wins at 35-7 was the final. Now time for a Heisman watch. We already showed you Dwayne Haskins. How about these other 3 gentlemen? First off, Oklahoma hosting Baylor. Kyler Murray starting off on the bench for violating team rules. He would come in after a fumble recovery, and the pass is complete to Lee Morris.
Start off on the bench, but there's 13 minutes in the first quarter. They don't keep you in punishment for long at Oklahoma.
That's a good point. 1 series, then we're done. Murray deep pass to Grant Calcaterra.
Really nice job at pass protection there. Gave Murray an opportunity to survey the entire field. He would throw 6 touchdowns.
Sooners up 14-6. Murray to Morris again.
Yeah, this is way too easy. Wide open receivers running through. Baylor defensive secondary, not so good.
Baylor defense, brutal. Then Murray screen pass to Marquise Brown.
Marquise Brown, I think the most dangerous deep threat in the Big 12. Didn't have a catch last week in their win against Army. Of course, they only ran 40 plays on offense, but Brown went off in this one.
And later it's Murray to C.D. Lamb.
Clearly, this is the Kyler Murray highlight reel right here, but this is C.D. Lamb doing the work. Caught a short one, turned to 80 yards. Look at the speed down the sideline.
86 yards as Lamb will take it to the house. Sooners up 35-16. And then with the Sooners up by 12. So Baylor was hanging around. It's Murray, the quick cast to Brown.
Not many duos at wide receiver more dangerous than C.D. Lamb, and this guy right here did a lot of his damage in the short game, making somebody miss, and there's the speed. One of the fastest players in all of college football, Marquise Brown.
Murray, 7 total touchdowns, 432 passing yards as they romp. West Virginia on the road in Lubbock. Will Greer to Marcus Sims.
It was a slow start last week for Will Greer, throwing an interception early. Not today. They shredded Texas Tech early.
Yeah, Saturday was a different story. Greer than to Gary Jennings.
Gary Jennings, so good working out of the slot, and here a beautifully located football from Will Greer, back shoulder.
Texas Tech, though, down by 8. They rallied, and then it's Duffy intercepted by Keith Washington.
The rally's over. We don't talk about West Virginia and how good they've been on the defensive side. Now they got a lot of Big 12 games coming up, a lot of firepower on the offensive side they'll be going against, but they've been very good on defense.
It's a 4-0 team that wins on the road 42-34. Number 1 team in the country, Alabama hosting Louisiana. Tua Tagovailoa here to Henry Ruggs.
It was a good day for Tua. He went 8 for 8, threw 2 touchdowns, and at the end of the first quarter, he was like, dude, my day's done.
That's unbelievable. Like, 1 quarter were good. Alabama returning the punt. Jalen Waddle.
Here they come over with another young star in this Alabama. It just looks like fun. It looks like they're just having a good old time out here. How many points can we score? How many guys can we get in the game? Everybody on their roster plays.
It's like your flag football team.
Everyone.
Jalen Hurts entering the game in the second quarter up 28-0, foregoing his opportunity to redshirt. Here he goes to Ruggs.
I really, really love watching this Henry Ruggs, true sophomore. And he runs mad. Watch this. Boom, boom, boom. Breaks 3 tackles off to the end zone. If it wasn't for Ruggs, Judy, or Smith, Jalen Waddle, he'd get more snaps.
Alabama 40-0. Mac Jones is now in.
Yeah, Waddle's making the most of the snaps he does get. I'm telling you, they are fun to watch. The only thing they didn't do, they missed a field goal. They didn't. Very disappointing.
Upset.
Mac Jones. Who?
Mac Jones.
Meantime, the Heisman contenders on Saturday. Tua Tagovailoa was tremendous. You see Kyler Murray, the 7 touchdowns. Will Greer, 3 first-half touchdown passes. Although Texas Tech did rally a little bit against West Virginia in the second half, and Dwayne Haskins was amazing for Ohio State, particularly in the fourth quarter. When it mattered most, he stepped up. And let's circle back to that conversation, because with Alabama running roughshod over everybody, Joey, Ohio State wins at Happy Valley. Do you feel like if you're the committee, we already have 2 teams in the college football playoff of the 4, Bama and Ohio State?
I'm going to say yes. Both teams will be heavily favored in the rest of their games, and I would also throw Clemson in there. Even without their starting quarterback, I think what they've done, what they showed, and their ability to run the football on Saturday, and their defense, we know how good their defense is. They'll be favored also. So you can go deeper than Alabama and Ohio State. Throw Clemson in there. What we're really playing for the rest of the season, who's going to get the 4th spot? Now, we've seen teams slip up. It's early. But if you look at it now and the way these teams are playing, you would think those 3 are getting in.
But we do this every year, and this is college football, right? We always know there's going to be upsets. Chaos is going to ensue. I'd say there's one team locked, and that's Alabama, because right now they just don't have any weaknesses. It's the most explosive offense Nick Saban has had. Their defense shuts people down. The defense has already scored 3 touchdowns. Now they're scoring touchdowns on special teams. No, they're just ruining everybody. So it looks like Bama to me is in. Ohio State, I agree, definitely looks talented enough to run the table the rest of the way in the Big Ten, especially once they get Nick Bosa back on defense. So you're looking at now 2 spots for a Clemson, a Georgia, an Oklahoma, Notre Dame. Clemson is going to play a freshman quarterback one way or the other, so they're a game away from having a meltdown. But guys, we do this every year. After 5 weeks, we always think, all right, we got this thing figured out. Put them in, lock it, send it to Vegas. Can't do it just yet. Can't do it just yet. Can't do it just yet. Wide open.
And Clemson, they're going to say strength of schedule. Maybe the ACC isn't as strong as other conferences, so that could be a debate.
Yeah, we got to see when Trevor Lawrence is coming back.
Yeah, no question. That's huge. All right, so that's the story there. When we come back here at College Football Final, we'll focus in on some other major matchups as Georgia was taking on Tennessee as the Dogs rule, plus Texas is back against K-State.
Who's this guy?
I'm Aaron's agent.
You're not his agent. Gabriel is his agent.
He's my State Farm agent. We just combined his home and auto insurance.
Well, I was not expecting to get an arch rival today, but here we are.
This season, keep your stories interessante, like Dos Equis, the beer behind the head ball coach's original nickname, the head beer coach.
Great game, head beer coach. Head beer coach. That's my name. It's Dos Equis time.
Dos Equis, keep it interessante.
Let's go, top it down.
Well, I'm the type of girl who likes to roam around. I'm never in one place. I roam from town to town, and when I find myself falling for some girl, I hop.
Go to just.
Homecoming versus Indiana. You know, I'm just so proud of my boys, so proud of my defense. You know, we're going to enjoy this win.
Plenty to be proud of. Meantime, Ole Miss, LSU in this SEC matchup. First quarter, LSU down a field goal. Joe Burrow to Jamar Chase.
And Joe Burrow had his best game at LSU with 292 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, also 96 rushing yards.
And later on, it's Burrow to Justin.
This is an offense that needs to get some confidence. Playing against the worst defense in the SEC, and Ole Miss will give it to you. But their next 4 games now, Florida, Georgia, Mississippi State, Alabama, all good defenses. LSU look good this weekend.
LSU, the number 5 team in the country, rolls. Peyton Manning, how about the chains?
Those are nice.
They're probably expensive.
Tennessee taking on Georgia. Jake Fromm stripped from behind, and Isaac Nada.
Isaac Nada better have picked this up and scored because it was his guy that got around him and ended up forcing the fumble in the first place. So nice, quick thinking there by Isaac Nada, the tight end.
Early in the third quarter, Justin Fields.
Justin Fields, an athletic quarterback, runs it better than Fromm. He proves it every time he comes in the game. He makes these kind of plays. He changes their offense when he's under center.
When we walked in fields of gold, DeAndre Swift touchdown.
Yeah, they struggled throwing the football in this game, but it's Georgia, so they ran for 251 yards and ended up running away from Tennessee.
Oh, my goodness. What a juggernaut. Swift only had 50 rushing yards, but a couple of touchdowns. Texas and Kansas State, Deshaun Jameson.
Punt returner got to make a couple guys miss. Where's the punter? Now he's looking for the punter. He's got to find the punter. Get there. Not so sure the punter wanted to get there at, man, but it's a great return for Texas. Getting off to an early start, get a lead.
Longhorns up 7-0 later. It's 2nd and goal. Sam Ehlinger to Colin Johnson.
One of the things they're getting this year in this offense is great plays at the wide receiver position. Colin Johnson, Little Jordan Humphreys, these guys making plays for Sam Ehlinger all year.
3rd and 11 for the Wildcats. They need Alex Delton, sacked by Charles Omenahu.
Scoring on defense, scoring on special teams, scoring on offense, that makes you a complete team, and that's why Texas is now on a 4-game win streak.
Omenahu. Longhorns win it 19-14 is the final as Texas is back. Virginia Tech facing Duke. Ryan Willis filling in for the injured Josh Jackson. Virginia Tech had a huge loss against ODU. Here's Willis to Damon Hazel.
How about this? A Kansas transfer throwing it to a Ball State transfer.
Love Ball State.
Transfer party.
Later in the second, Willis completes short to Dalton Keene. Breaks a tackle. How about the stiff arm?
Yeah, how about the stiff arm? How about the move? Not sure about the tackling, but watch the speed to get there. A little stiffer. Let's get there. Power running when you get to the secondary.
67 yards for the touchdown. Virginia Tech's up 17-7. Fourth quarter, Hokies are up by 10, and it's Willis to Phil Patterson.
Big day for Willis. 332 yards passing. Unbelievable catch here, and a nice bounce back for the Hokies. After being embarrassed by Old Dominion, now they got Notre Dame next week at home.
Willis 332 yards passing and 3 touchdowns. Virginia Tech wins it 31-14. We come back. Kentucky, number 17 in the country, number 17 team in the country, plus Dan Mullen trying to get victory back at his old stomping grounds.
Get to the secondary.
Go to Justin.
This is an offense that needs to get some confidence. Playing against
the clock on further irreversible joint.
Kadarius. Fourth quarter, Mississippi State.
For the many, not the few.
No room for error. 2 down, bases loaded.
Nice catch, my man.
Let's go, Bill Sports Center.
ESPN Plus has a free trial. Okay. The food that we are consuming right now, not free.
Most of the intelligence community doesn't believe he exists.
Strong. Pump faking. Fires it, leads. Throw to the back of the end zone.
Benny Snell, just another 28 carries. He's as physical as anyone, and Kentucky's look like the second-best team in the SEC East.
Snell, yeah.
Oh my gosh, I feel amazing. It's a great day every time I get to see you. Every time I talk to you, it's a great day. I feel like we gained a lot. 5-0 is a great feeling. We only halfway there. We got way more games to win, more teams to compete with, so we ready. We feeling good.
Well, basketball season can wait. That's because Kentucky football is legit. Wildcats 3-0 in SEC play. First time in more than 40 years, 1977. You got to go way back when they're 3-0 in conference play.
Quarterback in high school.
Fourth quarter, Mississippi State down 13-6. Nick Fitzgerald sacked by Donovan Steiner.
Mississippi State's going to be as good as Fitzgerald allows.